Hey guys, hope you had a good weekend. I am making this video so that I can go over the different serve receive rotations that we are going to do. And I will quiz you on these on Friday. I'll give a little bit more information on that. I'll write an assignment on Team Snap so that you can all see it. But so to start, at practice on Friday, I kind of went over the differences between the different types of rotations, the 4-2, 5-1, and the 6-2. So today in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the rotations for the 4-2, and then we're going to get into the 5-1. Oh, that's my dog. So the reason I'm going to... Hi, Tukis. Hi. I'm going to start with the 4-2 is because the rotations for this are actually some of the same rotations that we will see in the 5-1. So starting with the 4-2, okay, in black here I have the court drawn. This is the first serve receive rotation, so this is how we are going to start every single game basically if we run a 4-2. So I'm going to have a setter in the front row and a setter in the back row, but we're going to have our setters for the 4-2 out of the front row. We've got two hitters here, two hitters here, two setters, that's where the 2 comes from, and then our 2 hitters like we talked about at practice, okay? So you can see that there. In pink here, you'll see that our middle blocker in this rotation is going to move over here to where the setter is. Our outside is going to do the same. We want this because we want our hitters on this side of the court. It's a little bit easier to hit from here, okay? And as you can see in the pink, so the setter is going to start closest to the net, then we'll have our middle blocker, and then we'll have our outside waiting pulled off over here. And that's the first serve receive rotation, okay? Now, in the second one, we've rotated around once, so my setter has shifted, my outside has come down, okay? So, serve receive 2. This one's really, really simple. It's the easiest one, okay? Everyone basically stays where they are. The outside can pull off a little bit to the corner. That way you're ready for the short serves coming in over here. And the middle blocker will pull off here and do the same. The setter can just stand over here by the net, ready to go. Super simple for this rotation, okay? Now this is the last rotation, okay? Otherwise, it'll just start repeating itself, which is the nice thing about the 4-2, okay? So we now have a new setter, our setter's in her last rotation in the front row. We have a new middle blocker, and we have an outside, okay? Setter, again, super simple. Setter can just stay here. That's their position, that's their home base, okay? But we're going to do, again, similar to how we pulled our players over, our outsides and our middles, we're going to pull our outside over here because we want our outside to hit from the outside, right? We're going to have our middle come up here a little bit closer to the net. And we need to make sure when we are doing these rotations and when we are stacking, that's what this is called, okay? We need to make sure that my middle blocker stays on the left side of my outside, okay? We need to make sure that we maintain this rotation. Nobody can cross each other, otherwise we'll get called out of rotation. This is the symbol that the ref will use, and we will lose a point, okay? So super simple. Setter stays here, outside pulls over, middle stacks up here, okay? And that's it for the 4-2. Pretty easy, just 3 different rotations. Now, these are the same rotations as we will see in the 5-1 when our setter is front row. So now we're going to get into the 5-1 rotations, but for when our setter is in the back row, okay? So now for the first serve receive rotation, okay, there are 2 different options that we are going to go over. So this is going to be option number 1. This is what most teams do, okay? Now, which option we will use will determine on how quick our setters are getting to the ball. So, you'll see why in a second. So, okay, I have my setter starting here in the 1, okay? Instead of having another setter up here, we now have a hitter, okay? So here's our ratio, our 1 setter, and we've got our 5 hitters. So that's where the 5-1 comes from, okay? Our outside is going to pull back down here and hide the setter. So she is going to be passing and serve receive. Our setter, when the ball comes over our side of the net, she will have to run around the outside to go set the ball. Okay, that's why if our setters are fast enough, we can do this. If not, we will use a different option, okay? And we will have our middle blocker pull over and our right side pull over. Rather than letting our middle stay here, yes, she's already in her position, we want to pull her over because we don't want her to block the view of our passers. So it's just easier for us to put her over here, easier for these guys to see the serve coming to them, and then she can still hit out of the middle, okay? That's option 1. And this is our option 2, okay? We still have our setter here. As you can see, there's a couple different arrows, okay? Now, if our setters are not too quick at getting to the ball, which again, is something we're gonna be working on, okay? Our setter, instead of staying back here, is going to push up our outside. So you can see our outside's up here by the net and our setter is right behind them. Now again, talking about those crisscrossing over, we have to make sure that our setter does not come in front of our outside, okay? Now, my libero, who's gonna be in for my middle in the back row, is gonna shift over to where the setter was. My outside is going to shift to where the libero is. So you can see the outside here, middle blocker libero here, and then our right side instead will pull back. Now I forgot to draw an arrow, but of course our middle blocker can also come stack over here with our outside and our setter, okay? That way everybody can see. So this is option number 2. It is likely that for now, in the beginning of the season, this is going to be the option that we are going to go with, okay? So, all right, bear with me. We only have 2 more rotations, okay? All right, now my setter is in the middle. Super simple for this one, okay? I know there's a lot of arrows, but I swear it's simple. Middle blocker, pulling off to the corner, ready to hit from the right side of the court. Our setter is gonna come up here and push our right side up to the net, okay? So I've got my right side up here, my setter's right behind them, okay? Now my outside is gonna come back to pass, and my libero is going to shift to where our setter was in the middle to pass, which is a good thing because it is likely that our libero will be the best should be one of the best passers on our team. So we want her in the middle because that's where the most balls go, okay? So that's option number, or the only option for this serve receive that we will be doing, okay? And now this is the final serve receive rotation that we are going to go over, okay? It is when my setter is about to be in the front row, but she's still back row here, okay? And once again, our setter is going to push our middle up over here on the outside of the court. So I've got my middle and my setter right behind them. My right side can stay here, pull off to the corner, ready to hit from the right side. And then my outside, who's in the front row, is gonna come back to pass where the setter was, okay? So, once again, if you rewatch this video, which I would recommend, okay, take a look at the pink versus the black. The pink will be where we are actually standing. The black is just showing us where we are in the rotation, okay? Again, I'll be quizzing us on this on Friday because this is something that we really, really, really need to make sure that we know before our tournament on Saturday, okay? All right, girls, I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.